I grabbed my clothes and dashed in the bushes. Luckily for me, I heard the bells sound, calling pioneers for lunch. The day has just started, and I've already gone through so many things already. But I did it, and now I have legitimate grounds to fill myself up. Today, I wasn't the last one, so I could choose a free table. Lunch included pea soup and mashed potatoes with fish. It was a major disappointment to me, as I don't eat fish in any form and hence will get fewer calories than usually. Soon Slavia and Lena came to my table. "Can we?" She smiled nicely. "Eh? Yes, sure." I stood up and pulled out a chair for her. "Please." I was in excellent mood at that moment. "Enjoy your meal." Saying that, Lena began staring at me and continued for some time. But then, after realizing how odd she looked, switched to her plate. "You too." "Do you have any plans for today, Semyon?" "Nope." I gave her an honest answer, as, indeed, I had no plans. Except for searching for answers, but that was more like a global goal. "Do you want to take a boat ride to the island with us?" "The island?" "Well, I think I've seen it from up here." "For what?" "Olga Dimitrievna asked us to gather some strawberries. There's a lot of strawberries there, and they're so delicious." I could imagine the taste without even eating it, just by looking at Slavia's face. "Strawberries. What are those for?" "I don't know, but it's indeed a great idea." "Well, indeed it is. Moreover, I haven't been to the island yet." "Yeah, sure." Huh. Within minutes, we were already standing at the pier. "Well, here's the boat. Hang on, I'll go and fetch the paddles now." I was left face to face with Lena. "Do you like strawberries?" "Well, not really, but they're tasty." Lena smiled. I see. I didn't know what to say next, how to continue the conversation. If Slavia didn't come back, we would probably sit here till the evening without saying a word. "Here you go." She handed me a pair of hefty paddles. "Yeah, thanks." We got into the boat. I untied it, pushed off the shore, and tried to start paddling. "And where exactly are we heading to?" "Right there." She pointed her finger at the island. "The island's name is the closest one." I wonder what captain gave it such an original name. "Well, the island is indeed close to the shore." "Aye, aye, Captain." If only I'd known what was waiting for me ahead. I wasn't an experienced oarsman. I'd rowed a boat just once or twice in my entire life. Okay, I gotta listen to this. It was less than half a mile to the island. We were making our way in zigzags thanks to my skills. But approximately the middle of the trip, my arms hurt so badly that I dropped the paddles to get some rest. "Well, are there any strawberries anywhere else? I mean, in more accessible places." "But the tastiest ones go here." "There." Slavia gave me a puzzled look. Is it hard for you to row alone?" Lena, unlike Slavia, understood everything straight away. "Oh, it's nothing. Anyway, I couldn't let a fragile girl help me." The rest of the way I spent concentrating on staying alive while getting to the island. I would argue against Fragile Girl, but he's doing all the work, so I don't think I should say anything about it. Slavia and Lena, discussed something, but I wasn't listening. That was too much for me. At last we arrived. Completely exhausted, I got out on the shore and looked at the boathouse. It seemed so far away that I felt like a first person on the moon watching the earth rise. "Here you go." Slavia handed me a basket. It was a small island, barely 100 meters long. It looked more like a birch grove with even rows of trees covering its entire surface. Calm green sea spread beneath our feet, with wind causing lonely waves on its surface from time to time. This island looked like a lost paradise. It's no wonder that the most delicious strawberries grow just here. We've got to split up, that way we'll do the job faster. Yeah, sure. But there are only 2 baskets, said Lena humbly. Oh, you're right, my bad. So, how are we going to split up then? Yep. Yes. Let me go with you. Let's go. Okay, that's fine. Slavia grabbed the second basket and ventured to the opposite side of the island. Well? Well? Let's go? Yeah. Lena smiled. Just pay attention. Don't leave a single berry behind. You too. So, it was harvest time. Indeed, the strawberries here were delicious. I could probably eat them all if I didn't stop myself in time. Despite being wild-grown, the berries were close to garden ones in size and had a rich red color, so it was clear that our visit here wasn't in vain. Lena followed me closely, as we had only one basket for the both of us. I felt like a real mushroom picker, examining each shrub and carefully pawing the grass. Well, you're much better than me. Am I? Frankly, I'm not even counting them. Yeah, right you are. The basket was already half full. You must enjoy nature, right? I do. The bright sun rays pierced through the tree's top and blinded me for a second. I sat down on the ground and leaned against a tree. Still, it's so beautiful here. Lena sat down next to me, so close that our elbows touched. Yeah. We just sat and enjoyed the moment. It seemed like time stood still. The wind gently shook the tree leaves. Some bugs lazily hopped around the grass, and splashes of sunlight played on the faraway water surface. Lena put her head on my shoulder. Aww. I was surprised at first. Then I heard her regular breathing, and thought it just a matter of course. Probably she felt drowsy and wanted to take a quick nap. I just sat there and didn't think of anything for a few minutes. But then words started crossing my mind with ultrasonic speed. Lena. So close. Sleeping. So warm. So gentle. Feelings. I gazed at her. She had such a serene, such a tranquil look on her face that it seemed that right now she's not here, but in some kind of better world. I don't know what would have happened the next moment if I didn't hear the voice of Slavia. Semyon, Lena! I shook my head from side to side a few times to come to my senses. Lena started to wake up. She opened her eyes and gave me an empty look. Have a nice dream? Huh? Suddenly realizing that she had dozed off on my shoulder, Lena blushed. Oh, I'm sorry. It's fine. Sylvia came over to us, so Lena rushed to get up. So how much have you got? I sighed. That's not a lot. Her basket was filled with strawberries to the brim. Well, that's enough anyway. It's time to get back. I grabbed the basket, and we headed back to the boat. The way back took less time as I tried to concentrate on rowing and ignoring everything else. My only wish was to get back alive, as the first trip hadn't gone without consequences. Now my hands started to hurt after only a few sweeps of the oars. Having tied up the boat, I fell to the ground with no energy left. Slavia and Lena leaned over me. You could have said something, it was so hard for you. Yeah. Never mind, it's fine. I'll just lie here for a bit and everything will be alright. Okay, then get those baskets to Olga Dimitrievna, please. We have something else to do. Yeah, sure. I was ready to agree with anything at that moment, just so I wouldn't have to get up. Slavia put the baskets full of strawberry next to me and headed to the square, happily chatting with Lena about something. The hardest part is done, anyway. That's what I thought before I got up and took the baskets. After the rowing, they felt like cement bags, even while weighing barely more than a few kilograms each. So the trip to the camp leader's cabin took much longer than usual. I had to stop every 15 meters to have a rest. Once I finally made it, I put the baskets on the ground and sat on the deck chair with difficulty. Olga Dimitrievna, I've got presents for you. There was no answer. I barely managed to get up and enter the cabin. There was nobody there. If you don't need them, it's up to you. I lay down on the deck chair and fell asleep. I had a dream about a strawberry race. I was rowing a boat with the last house was trying to escape huge strawberries that were chasing me. My hands were failing me. I could barely see anything because of the sweat covering my face. Blood was hammering in my temples, but the strawberries were getting closer. They were baring their teeth at me. But wait, strawberries with teeth? Semyon! I woke up. Olga Dimitrievna was standing beside me, shaking my shoulder. I see you got a rich harvest, didn't you? Okay, but that's not all. Seriously, I was just anticipating the lovely rest I was about to have. Do you even know what the strawberries are here for? Not a clue. What an honest confession. We'll make a cake out of them. I see. Well, that makes sense. To honor the miraculous rescue of Shrek. And it's all thanks to you. It was clear that getting the strawberries wasn't the last thing left to do. And why, please tell me, if I am such a hero, why do I have to organize a celebration in my name all by myself? Well, I guess. So, I have an important task for you. We're missing yeast, flour, and sugar. I swear, this woman... Lord, sorry. Man. This woman. And need it all in the canteen before dinner. And those who make the cake can't deal with it on their own somehow? I asked pitifully. Of course they can't. All of them are busy. And you're the only one in the whole camp who does nothing. While her words are partly true, that doesn't make it easier for me now. Moreover, those words felt like a bullet to my head. So write it down. You'll get yeast in the infirmary, flour in the library, and sugar in the clubhouse. Wait, Ed. I have no time. I'm in a hurry. Good luck. She smiled shyly and left. What the heck do they do? Like, do they do things? I don't know how this works. I'm gonna have to Google this later. Of course, there are a lot of strange things in this camp, but yeast in the infirmary? Okay, I can deal with that. But flour in the library? And sugar? No, it's way beyond my comprehension. I spat on the floor. I don't want to, and I will not believe this. Just tell me you're pulling my leg. I would not be surprised if a crowd of fat green trolls would appear right now beside me, with every one of them feeling obligated to laugh at me. So maybe to hell with this cake? I'll weigh my options for some time. No. Such a major plan of Olga Dimitrievna's fell through, I'd be in a world of hurt. And it would complicate both my life in the camp and my search for answers, which I've stopped for quite a while. Seems I have no choice. Fuck. I should stop soon. Let's start in the freaking library. I suppose I'm going to go get this cake now. If every other place on the cake ingredient list made at least some sense to me, that flour from the library made none. I thought hard about who would put it in the library and why, but couldn't find any sane explanation after all. Given Zahanna's harsh nature, I'd better knock first. Open. Zahanna peered at me closely from behind her glasses. What you want? Don't think anything weird, but I didn't want to look like an idiot and decided to explain things carefully. I need some flour. Olga Dimitrievna said that it's here. I understand that it sounds strange to keep the flour in the library, but I was sent to you, and it's needed for a cake to celebrate Short's rescue. Yes, I have a flour. What's so strange about it? Zahanna replied with surprise. At that second, I felt like I'd been hit on the head with a heavy weight, and lost the ability to understand anything at all. Flour in the library. Sure, what's so strange about it? Weird Wonderland, I'm Alice. Now I'm gonna eat that magic mushroom, and, I'll be back home. Hi! Yep. I was daydreaming. Wait, yeah, I'll be right back. She disappeared behind the bookshelves while I folded my hands and started waiting. A moment later, the sound of a trapdoor groaning on its hinges reached me. Hey, you need some help? I inquired loudly. I'll deal with it, Zahanna barked out to me. She seems to be in the basement, so I'll have to wait a little. Oh, okie dokie. A few minutes passed, but Zahanna still hadn't returned. I was starting to get worried when the door was suddenly flung open and Alyssa came into the library. She looked surprised, too, seeing me here. What are you doing here? Am I not allowed to be in here? I said rudely to her. Alyssa was clearly a bit overwhelmed. Why do I care? She snorted and headed to Zahanna's table. And why are you here then? Alyssa measured me with her eyes carefully and almost opened her mouth to say something, but then seemed to change her mind and turned away, hiding her hands behind her back. Returning a book? I blurred the first thing off the top of my head. It's none of your business, she replied with a hint of hesitation. What book is it? Alyssa was silent. Oh, come on, let me see it. I wonder what Miss High Voltage Keepaway reads. It's none of your business. Her voice was even less confident. Okay, I didn't insist or anything. In fact, I was quite interested to find out what Alyssa was reading. Moreover, I was quite amused to see a book in her hands. TV, movies, or a computer. If one were available here, all these things seemed to be much more appropriate entertainment for a girl like her. But she had a book instead. Tried to snatch the book out of Alyssa's hand, stay on guard. Okay. This is something Alyssa might like, but at the same time, this is probably going to do us better good. Curiosity killed the cat. Anyway, it's Alyssa, and that means it could quickly turn into a total mess. Plus, I still have ingredients to collect. Well, I'll come later. Alyssa left the library quickly without looking at me. Maybe I should have gone for the book. It got me thinking. What could this book be about if she was so ashamed of it? 50 Shades of Grey? And ashamed of Alyssa is something extraordinary by itself. But Alyssa, ashamed about a book? What's the point in guessing now? There's no way to find anything out. Finally, Zahanna's deep groan rang out, reaching each and every corner of the library. Grab 8! I passed by the bookshelves and beheld the perspiring librarian sitting near the trapdoor, leading into the basement with a small sack next to her. Well, they might have some sort of storehouse down there. Thanks! I took the sack and left the library. Thank goodness it wasn't too heavy, so I carried it down to Elko Dimitrievna's cabin without too much effort. It feels like I've gone through more things today than all the previous days combined.